Mr. Nelson, isn't it? From the Haveringsham Gazette?
That's correct.
Tamara Ford, I'm the playwright.
Oh, good evening, Miss Ford. And may I congratulate you on a most marvellous achievement here tonight.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Your play really sparkled. It had verve, vigour and vitality. It was most exquisitely written, as well as being very creatively cast, perfectly performed and deftly directed. Totally mesmerising, completely spellbinding, utterly groundbreaking.
Oh, how very generous. I did have a good team behind me.
You must be glad.
No, as I said, I'm Tamara. I'd hate to be called Glad.
Goodness me, you are sharp.
No, Ford. Sharp was the director. Gosh, your short-term memory's not so good.
I have been known to have the odd lapse now and again. You?
I really can't recall.
Well, I hope you'll at least remember to read my write-up in the next Haveringsham Gazette.
Don't worry, I never miss Nelson's column.
Which will be full of the most splendid praise. Totally mesmerising, completely spellbinding, utterly groundbreaking.
You are too kind, and I must get you a drink.
Thank you. Red wine, please.
Of course. I'll be back in a moment.
Totally mesmerising, completely spellbinding, utterly groundbreaking.
I just wanted to...
Wasn't that awful? Just deplorable. Quite the most appalling play it has ever been my misfortune to witness.
Well, actually,
Couldn't agree more, I know. It really was the most unappealing, uninspiring, unoriginal piece of drivel I can ever remember seeing in the theatre.
As it happens...
As for some of the acting, well, Andrew Thornton tripped over his lines as much as he did the furniture. The evening hasn't been an entire waste of time, though. With my sister's 5th wedding anniversary approaching, I had been looking around these last few days for an appropriate wooden gift, and now I know that I shall be able to present her with Eileen Henderson's performance in this abysmal play.
If I may interject...
Quite frankly, Tamara Ford's work must never be allowed near a theatre ever again. It was a shocker, a shambles. Shame on her.
Is this the moment to tell you that I am the playwright's mother?
Ah.
Lost for words, Mr. Nelson. Shocker was one I thought I heard you use.
Chocker. Wasn't it absolutely chock-a-block in there tonight? Such a full house. I can't think I've ever seen a larger audience at this theatre.
How rude, you're not exactly a beanpole yourself. And shambles?
The Shambles. In York. You know, the old medieval street with the timber frame buildings. I was suggesting to your mother that your play could have an airing there this summer. Street theatre, that sort of thing.
Fine. I'll give you a lift up there if you're prepared to navigate. They always say a critic is one who knows the way, but who cannot drive the car. And finally, shame on her?
Shame on her. Shame on her. Shame on her. Blackman couldn't be here for the first night. She must have had something on.
Oh, I should certainly hope so. Otherwise she'd have been arrested.
Mr. Nelson, would you like some glasses?
Tamara has, it would seem, kindly brought some already.
Spectacles, Mr. Nelson. Perhaps then you would be able to see the merits of Tamara's work. 2 pairs, I suggest. 1 for each of your faces.
Now I see where your daughter gets her tongue from.
Indeed. We've been using the same butcher for years.
Well, I think perhaps I ought to be going. I'm due to be seeing a friend at my house.
I'm amazed you have one.
Before you head off, Mr. Nelson, may I ask how you can be so charming about my play one minute and then quite so damning the next?
Well, surely when I tell you that I'm not actually English by birth, but that I was born in the 2nd largest city in Croatia, that will explain everything.
And how exactly will that explain everything, Mr. Nelson?
Because, quite simply, my dear, I have a split personality. Good night to you both.
What a ridiculous man!